The wonderful Suzuka Circuit is back on the calendar after a little while away, and the drivers are super excited to be here. Just one DRS zone down the start-finish straight, but the 18 corners provide a great challenge. Let's go on board with Sebastian Vettel, who was on pole position the last time we came here in 2019, then of course driving for Ferrari. Dropping downhill, it's a much steeper run than the onboard camera shows here, charging into the first couple of corners. The S's, so important to get the cars lined up precisely and just make sure that your positioning is spot on. If you're slightly offline in the first part of the S's here, even by one car length, if you end up there instead of here, it'll completely compromise your run through this first sector of the lap. Vettel here on this lap got it absolutely spot on. And we often see, just when you get to this last part of the S's, this is where we see drivers using different lines. You'll see some drivers using a bit more road as they come out of that final right-hander before they climb up towards the Dunlop curve, and others compromising themselves in the first part in order to get a quicker run. So watch out for that as the weekend approaches. You'll see different drivers using different parts of the track, and a lot of it is to do with the way their cars react. Into the Degner curves here, that inside curve is so tricky. If the drivers use too much of it, we often see them get thrown off into that gravel trap and heading for that barrier. This is an old school circuit. It's narrower than most other tracks that we go to, but there's a lot of grip in the road and also quite a bit of camber in the actual tarmac itself, which allows the drivers to carry a great amount of speed and momentum. Up towards the hairpin, again we see drivers using different lines here. Vettel using the old Michael Schumacher line, wide of the apex, just trying to carry as much speed through the minimum speed part of that hairpin, not really concerned about the shortest distance. Comfortably flat out through this right-hand king, heading towards Spoon Curve. And they've actually added an extra green bit of this asphalt here. Sebastian not using it on this occasion, but you will see some drivers just trying to pinch a little bit more off that on the way in to open up the radius for Spoon Curve. A great challenge, a huge amount of load on the front right tire as they charge through that left-hander, really loading up the front axle of the car. Climbing up steeply now towards 130R. It's not even a corner for these drivers. We saw Charles Leclerc going through there one-handed last time out. Up to the chicane, this is such a challenge. Picking the braking point for this is crucial for the drivers because they've got to square off the first part. If you go in a bit too deep, you'll end up out here, and then it'll massively compromise your line for the second part. So the braking and that first apex is so important to get right. And Vettel got it absolutely spot on. Dropping downhill out of the final chicane. Traction there is a little bit of a challenge, but no such issues on that occasion. Ferrari will be hoping to repeat that when we get to qualifying on Saturday.